Hey, Big Art Muscle friends. In this video, we're going to be making some bedazzled Christmas ornaments. Materials are linked in the description below, so grab what you need and let's get started. We're going to start this project by tracing circles. Here you see I have 3 different size circles. You can choose 2, you can choose 1, whatever works for you. You don't even have to trace circles. You can just draw these as you will. I promise once you add the marker, you're not going to notice any imperfections in your circles. Ideas for circle tracers: a bowl, a cup, a mason jar cover, and don't discount the mighty toilet paper roll. No matter what size circle you use, this is a great opportunity to think about your composition, the way you're arranging your ornaments on the paper. And that's just a really fancy way of saying spread the ornaments out. Consider having some high and some low and some in the middle versus just smooshed in one area. If any of your ornaments overlap, be sure to go back in and erase any lines to show that one is on top of the other, if you want. This part is optional. The next step of this project is to outline each ornament with 2 or 3 colors. Your colors should be next to each other on the color wheel. If you don't have a color wheel handy, think of the rainbow. Colors that are next to each other are going to blend very well. You see here I have cool colors: purples, blues, and some turquoise. You'll notice to make outlining my circles a little bit easier, I turn my page a lot. I also draw in small segments. There's no rush here. Start with a really thin outline and you're going to slowly build that into a crescent moon-like shape. When you're done outlining your ornaments, it's time to get a paintbrush and some water. Just like regular watercolor painting, you're going to dip your brush into the water and start adding it to the ornament. Put the water on the empty white space of the page first and slowly bring your color into the center. You're going to notice I'm going to be using a paper towel to pick up some paint, sort of as an erasing technique. That way one side of my ornament will look slightly darker than the other. This will give it that see-through-ish glass-like look. The next step is going to be adding these ornament bows. Think of it like an oval that comes to a point, a little teardrop, raindrop like shape. They do not have to be even. When you're done drawing your bows, grab your paintbrush one more time, dip it in the water, tap your towel so it's not too wet, and just trace those lines. This will help the marker of the bow spread out a bit. It'll give it a little bit of thickness, which is nice. Now it's time to add some details to the ornaments. You can do this with any markers you have. I happen to have a silver metallic one here, and I'm just going to add what look like little beads to the bottom of my ornaments. Start bigger and they get smaller. Notice how this helps sort of bring my composition a little further down on the page. If I could change one thing, it would be to take that right hand bottom ornament and scoot it down a bit just to balance out the page a little bit more. That's me being persnickety though. It looks fine. After you're done drawing the little beads, add lines to your ornaments to make them look a little different. Again, adding a few details and some intrigue to your piece. The final part of this project adds just a touch of contrast, but it goes a long way. Grab a pen, any pen, and just start circling. If this makes you nervous, trace the same circle of the ornament that you drew on a scrap piece of paper and just start tracing, tracing, tracing. This gestural type of movement is not perfect. It looks a little sloppy, but it gives it this doodly, sketchy, really lovely effect. And I do it around each ornament and around the bows. And then I add a little string hanging off just so it looks like there's an actual bow that's been tied there. These little details really make this piece pop. It's hard to tell right now face on, but yes, the difference of those tiny, really thin lines against the smooth watercolor, well, washable markers, and then the metallic, it really adds just one more detail that makes this piece really pop. Don't forget to circle the beads as well, and then take a step back. See if you want to add any other lines in any other spot just to give it a little more darkness, a little more texture in any given area. The final detail that I'll add is a little string from the center of the bow to the top of the page. This will show that my ornaments are actually hanging from something. You can choose to have these lines go behind each ornament or in front of each one. It's totally up to you. Either way, you, my friend, are finished.